He was a superhero to me.
His life was just taken from us too soon.
Time doesn't stop for Donald Gray's family and friends, nor does the pain of losing him.
Donald was a great farmer. He was a good family man.
He was always there when he was needed.
Gray spent his life surrounded by the things he loved most: his farm, his fire department, and his family. His passions all tied to his rural Wayne County community.
Farming was a big part of his life. It's something he'd done all of his life. I mean, his dad would pick him up from junior high, from school, with clothes in the truck, and take him and put him on a tractor in the field, and he'd work till bedtime. He loved farming. He loved watching things grow.
In 1978, at age 17, Gray again followed in his father's footsteps when he joined the New Hope Volunteer Fire Department.
His grandparents started this fire department, and his dad was the chief for years, and then he was the chief for 10 years. He gave that position up so he could take care of his parents and spend time with his grandchildren.
Even though he stepped down, Gray never really left. With his house next door to the fire department, he was often the first to respond when the emergency calls came in.
He went to 95% of the calls. When you do that for a volunteer, that's absolutely crazy.
He was up and out of the house, and they used to joke about he would slept in his clothes or in the truck because he would answer the radio so quickly.
And I can remember the first couple of calls that we had after his death, and I missed his voice on the radio because I knew that we could rely on him.
Gray died in May, the victim of a tragic crash on Highway 70 bypass. A tractor trailer slammed into his truck, which was being used as an escort vehicle for one of his tractors.
He was the pilot vehicle, and he had his lights on, the tractor had his lights on.
That's what that position is for, to follow them, to make sure nothing hits the tractor, you know, to increase the visibility and kind of be a buffer.
Sometimes, I would say the majority of times it works. This instance, it did not.
Gray's story is one told too many times in the farming community. Since 2014, 1,100 crashes in North Carolina involved farm tractors or farm equipment.
People who don't see a tractor that often don't understand that closure rate of speed is so dramatic. You're on top of it before you know it. So if you're in that lackadaisical mode or you're distracted, you look down, you look up, and there it is right there.
Farmers put up lights and signs, and they're doing what they can to be vigilant. But safety experts say they can't do it alone.
Slow down and save lives. Pay attention. It's not all about you.
If you're tired, fatigued, stop. Take your 5-minute power nap on the side of the road or at an exit preferably. Get off of the highway. The phone call that you're getting, the text that you're getting, it's not that important.
What is important to this community? Keeping Gray's memory alive. Tributes to the former chief can be found everywhere. At the crash scene, on a fire engine, and at his burial site on the family's property. A place where in death, just as in life, Gray will be surrounded by the things he loved most: his farm, his fire department, and his family.
We're going to miss him. I'm going to miss him.